Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX DonBlaster from the brand new Sentai, Avataro Sentai DonBrothers. Very excited for this one. I've seen the first episode so far and it was a ton of fun. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend checking it out. I think this is going to be a really fun year. It looks really fun. Love the artwork here on the front of this box. We have all the reds up here which look fantastic. Big picture of Domo Mataro over here on the side. Of course we have the DonBlaster. We have our two new Avataro gears for Kaiser and Domo Mataro himself. Very cool. If we tilt this up here, you can see the other members of the team. And then there's a giant QR code here. I think if you scan that, it takes you to a video on their website, something like that. They're really pushing the QR codes this year. Very prominent here on the packaging. Over here on this side, we have a cool picture of Domo Mataro with the sword and the gun. Over here on this side, the other members of the team, along with Domo Mataro up front. On the bottom here, not really much going on, just your typical warnings and whatnot. This does take 2 AAA batteries, as we can see right there. And then if we spin around to the back, again, giant QR code here right in the center, but it's just kind of showing you all the different gears that we can pop in here. Of course, it's compatible with all the Sentai gears from last year, which is fantastic. And then we just have some really cool artwork here over on the side that I kind of want to zoom in on because I really like that. That's really cool. So, like I said, I think this is going to be a fun year. I'm very excited for this. Without further ado, I'm going to get everything out of the box here so we can take a closer look. So here's everything you get in the box. You get the DonBlaster itself. Of course, you get our 2 new Avataro gears. We'll start with them. First up, we have Domo Mataro. So, kind of different from the Sentai gears. We don't have that chrome in the center. We just have kind of a nice picture here. Really nice artwork, though. I'm really digging the artwork this year for all the gears, the packaging. Everything looks really sharp. So you have that artwork there on the inside with kind of a plastic cover, as you can see. And then you have that gold etching around the side, like the other Avataro gears that we saw with the Enyuridon. And they do not have second sides this year, so you can't flip these over and, you know, try the other side like with the Sentai gears. But they do have these clips in the center, so you can clip them onto the pegs on the Enyuridon. So that's pretty cool. Next up, we have the gear for Kaiser. Again, really beautiful artwork there. Plastic cover, gold etching. Clip it onto the Enyuridon if you like. Very cool. I think both of those look really sharp. But let's zoom out here so we can take a look at the DonBlaster itself. Now, as you can see, it can kind of stand as long as you position the spinning gear, you know, level. But it doesn't stand as well as the Geertlinger. I did appreciate those little feet the Geertlinger had because it could really stand up really nice. This gets the job done. It's not too bad. I really like the look of it, though. Obviously, you have this piece here meant to look like their sunglasses. It has kind of a texture to it, which is kind of fun, and the shading all looks really nice. I kind of wish that they had continued it on the other side. I don't expect a lot of details on the other side, but if they had just done the glasses, I think that would have been nice. But I guess they have some screw holes here, so maybe that's why they didn't bother. But the front of this looks really nice. Of course, you have this peach symbol here, done in the chrome, kind of like a Sentai gear. And then obviously this is meant to look like an Avataro gear, but of course it is much larger. You have the trigger here. You have the on and off switch right there. Battery compartment is right here. You just go ahead, push that down, pop in your 2 AAA batteries. Speaker right here. And then of course as you turn this, it makes this piece kind of pop out. And that'll go in and out as we play with this. So that's kind of neat. You can also see that that spins the gear here on the inside. So if we go, oh, I forgot to mention this. This is how you pop the gears out. So if you pop a gear in, these 2 pieces here will clip out, and that's how they stay in place. So if you pull this out, they retract, and this part kind of pops the gear out. So then you go ahead, pop it in, and then this will retract. So if I just push that in, you can see the clips come out. So pretty cool. We'll go ahead and turn it on. So it says DonBlaster. You get a kind of typical blast sound. Not too much to it there. If you hold it down, it does kind of a rapid fire. And when you let go, you get a little explosion sound there. If you spin this without a gear inside, it will do nothing. If you hit the button on top. Again, just kind of a generic blast sound. Slightly different than the trigger. So not too much going on with this on its own, but let's go ahead, let's pop in the Domo Mataro gear. And you don't have to pull that open to put the gear in, I just find it easier, because otherwise you kind of have to just navigate these 2 things. But anyway, so he's in there. Nothing happens until you spin this once. Really fun standby music. Then you have to spin this 4 times, kind of similar to the Ryusou Ken. So it says Domo Mataro. You're back to just the blast sounds. If you do this again, it's just going to do the same transformation, but just to prove the point. So, nothing new there, but if we hit the button on top, I love the use of the air horn there. And then you kind of hear it's just making that sound because it's waiting for you to spin it. So we get new standby music. I love this music. So there we go. Now if we hit the button again, so you have that little extra phrase there at the end when you do it the second time. It is not specific to the gear. Sometimes it even does that extra phrase the first time you hit the button. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is to it, but I've been kind of playing around with different gears, and sometimes you have to hit it the second time to get that little bit of an extra snippet of phrase. Sometimes it just does it on its own, so I don't know. But that's pretty much it for this gear, so if we go ahead and pop this out, and it just kind of ejects the cartridge. So we got to put that to the side, and then next up we will go with Kaiser. So we'll bring him in, pop him in. So it says Kaiser when you first put it in, but then I swear it says Zenkaiju, and then it says Himitsu no Power, just like he would always say when he transformed. So this year, as we know, if you've seen the show, they use these gears to actually change form very much like Gokaiger, which I think is very cool. So I think I'm very excited to see the fun that they're going to have with that. So there we go. Now I'm not going to go through every possible gear that we have just because that would make this video ridiculously long, and I kind of think it would be more fun to kind of do comparisons as the new gears for those teams come out. So when, say for example, we get to the Tokuger gear, then I'll bring the Tokuger Sentai gear in and we can see the comparison, sound effects, any different things like that. But for right now, I do want to do a couple. So I'm going to start with the number 45 Zenkaiju gear that we got as the special bonus with the Enya Ride-On. So it says Zenkaiju, very much like the Geertlinger said Zenkaiju, and then it says Kikai Sentai in back to kind of the Dawn Brother voice. So we'll go ahead and hit the button on top. So there's an example where you got the extra phrase on just the first try. But the attack sound is pretty much the same. There's not really anything new there as opposed to what we got with like Domo Mataro or Kaiser himself. So next up, I want to go ahead and do the DonBrothers Sentai Gear Avataro Gear hybrid that we got with the Enya Ride-On. So it transforms pretty much the same as the Domo Mataro gear, so it just really treats it like that. I did want to try the actual Kaiser gear from the Geertlinger. This is just the Candy Toy Rare version. It's the same sound, but I just thought this would be more fun because it's so sparkly. So very much exactly like the Kaiser gear that we got with the DonBlaster. Says Kaiser, then it just says Zenkaiju, very much like it would say in the Geertlinger. I'm assuming that's because that's how they kind of use it to transform. So like it might say the name of the actual red that's on the gear, but then say the team name like while they're transforming. And then it just says kind of the name of the Sentai after that, like Kikai Sentai. So pretty cool. Now, I did want to try just another one of the Zenkaiju gears, so I have Geron here. So Geron just gets treated like a Zenkaiju gear. Nothing special, doesn't say his name, anything like that. Zenkaiser is the only one that gets special treatment. Well, as far as the main team goes. We can, of course, go ahead and pop in 2 Kaiser. So 2 Kaiser actually gets his own sound, which is pretty cool. So nothing really significant in the sound effect there, but it does say 2 Kaiser. And then, of course, we also have Stay Caesar. So that's pretty cool. I like that it says Stay Caesar. So very cool. I like that a lot. I like that they have separate sounds for To Kaiser and Stay Caesar, even if all of the Zenkaijus don't get their own sound. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go through every single gear that we have so far, because again, that would take forever. And I'm just going to kind of bring the other Sentai gears in as we get reds for the teams going forward. Because if I roll through all the sounds now, that's going to kind of cheapen when we get new gears later on that might make very similar sounds, and so on and so forth. But I did want to leave you with a little bit of a taste. So we're going to go ahead and pop in the Super Sentai gear. Alright, I'll be back. I'm going to go get a sandwich. So there you go. That is quite a long phrase as it runs through all 46 teams, but that's really cool. It's not going to be a unique sound up here, but we'll do it anyway. So, nothing unique there, but pretty cool that it actually just runs through all 46 teams. I like that a lot. And I just wanted to show off our new gears in the Gear Tlinger. So it just treats it like the Zenkaiju gear. Nothing really new or special there. And then we'll try Domo Mataro. It's just going to spin forever. It will never transform. It will never do anything. It'll just make the standby noise forever, no matter how many times you spin it or do anything. So that's kind of a bummer. It's exactly the same in the Gear Tojinga, so I'm not going to bother showing that off. But it's the same thing. Domo Mataro spins forever, does nothing. It treats the Zenkaiju gear just like Zenkaiser's original transformation Sentai gear. I think this is a lot of fun. Like I said, I've been really enjoying the show so far. I know we're only one episode deep, but I really enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to this year. This being the main changer, it has a ton of potential packed into it. So we're going to be coming back to this over and over and over again throughout the year. So many gears are going to be released. I don't think you guys have any idea. So many gears. And there are over 100 sounds packed into this thing. I know people are kind of hacking it and coming up with all the sounds. And that's awesome, just proving that there's going to be so much in this thing. I really am excited for this year. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. Definitely recommend picking up one of these because, like I said, to enjoy the full journey of this show, you're going to need the main changer. And this thing is going to have so much functionality by the time we're done with this year. So definitely recommend picking this up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.